All right, Learn Nation, welcome to this video. Now, in this video, what we're going to do is, bam, we're going to talk about free traffic today. So here's what's coming up, just so you're aware, okay? I've got two very powerful videos coming for you, and then the third video is a powerful invitation. But for today, I want you to be super focused on free traffic. We're going to talk about, in video one, we're going to talk about free traffic, how I get tons and tons, whoa, get so excited, tons and tons of free traffic. I'm going to share with you free traffic in a way that no one ever has before, okay? Now, in video number two, we're going to go over what I call investment traffic. Now, this is my personal favorite. This is how we're driving millions of clicks, all right? So in the combination of video one and two, I'm going to share with you how I've generated over 2.7 million clicks in less than a year, all right? All from a variety of ways, all which will be outlined for you in this next coming few days. So get excited, get pumped. Now look below. If you look below, there's a place to leave comments. Come on, let's get Learn Nation. Let's let other people know. Let's share. Let's share this page. Forward it to friends. Click like below. Click share below. Leave a comment below for a chance to win some really cool stuff. We're gonna have a lot of fun. All right. So get excited, get pumped, and we're gonna move right into talking about free traffic. So, what's the first and foremost thing we have to talk about? Well, before even that, let me give you a quick snapshot of today. I'm gonna go over two concepts in free traffic. You've never heard it this way before. There's what we call inbound and outbound. All right, inbound and outbound. That's two different ways to get free traffic, inbound, outbound. So when we talk about inbound and outbound, we're going to show you the different sources and places that you can go in order to engage with each one and how you would engage with it. All right, so that's today. That's what's coming up. You've never learned it this way. But before we could talk about traffic at all, we have to talk about a much higher level concept, because I need you to make a decision. I need you to commit to one. I need you to really, well, yeah, I need you to commit to one of these. All right, so in business, let's go like high level, like let's go traffic, convert, let's go to business, okay? In business, I always say you're gonna need at least one of the following two things, if not both. You have both, man, you're gonna have a powerhouse. So the two options, or the two things are, I'll write them here. Number one is time, or you need money. Now, this is undeniable. You can't build a business without at least one of these two. Most of our students who I see struggling the most, or really having to give up at the end and not succeeding, it's because honestly, they have very unrealistic expectations. They want to build a business instantly. Now, what's the button I can click? So they don't want to give it the time that it deserves, right? And then on top of that, they say, I don't have any money. I have no money. I don't want to start a business. I'm broke. Well, listen, if you're broke, don't be building a business to begin with. That's the wrong time to start a business. But you got to have one of these. Now, when I finally, when I first started my company, right? When I was in college, I was broke, of course. I had no money. But I had a lot of this. Well, I didn't have a lot of this, but I gave it a lot of this. I stopped sleeping. I worked hard. I gave it a ton of time. Now, with time, the issue is it takes a while. We'll talk about that in a second. You'll understand by the end of this video why with time it takes a while. So with time, it takes some time in order for things to start coming in. So it took me 18 months before I had my first success. Now, it won't take you 18 months because you've got Learn Nation, you've got all of the amazing training here inside of our platform, the free courses, the paid courses. You've got our coaching. As a matter of fact, at the end of this series, I'll invite you to come join us if you want to have 3 days of a private coach on learning how to get traffic. So you got all kinds of things that will reduce that time. But eventually, within the first couple of years, I started to make some money. So I had both. I had time and money. And what that did is that took my business through the roof. That allowed me to really finally start seeing massive scale, fast results. So keep this in mind, okay? So today, if you are a person who does not have a lot of money to invest in your business, but you are willing to and have time, this is the right place for you. We're going to share with you exactly how to do it. Now, if you are in the world of free traffic, here are some other things that you need to keep in mind. Man, you need persistence. All right, you need a lot of persistence. I'll explain to you exactly why I say that. You need a crap load of dedication, guys. It's a daily grind. If you want to make it, if you want to generate income through free traffic, you need to really, really invest time and be persistent. And the third, this is probably the toughest one. Man, this was hard for me. You need patience. You need a lot of patience, because innately what happens with free traffic is it doesn't come right away. As a matter of fact, here's what free traffic looks like. Free traffic starts on day one. Typically, I feel like it's like losing weight. okay? So you start day one, you go all in, you hustle, you eat right, you work out, you do everything, but it's not like you wake up day two and see 10 pounds have been shed. Most of the time, no. A lot of times you see the weight went up. And so that's why most people trying to lose weight can't even make it past the first week. That's exactly true. Most people trying to get free traffic can't even make it past the first week because you wake up the first day, I'm going to do this, I'm going to write content, I'm going to write articles, and you put it all out there, and by day two, you get no results. Nobody cares, nobody looks at it, no traffic, maybe 1, 2 visitors, maybe your mom came to the website, that's about it. Day two, you're like, that's okay. You do some more. Day three, you do some more. Day four. By day five, you're like, where is everybody? I put hours and hours into this. I put so much time into this. No one's coming. And that's the catch. That's the trick. That's where they get you. Okay? Because it's really going to take maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks before you start seeing the traffic. So that's the bad side. What's the good side? The good side is when you start getting free traffic, ladies and gentlemen, you can't stop it. Even if you wanted to stop it, you can't stop it. It's the best, most quality, targeted, lifelong traffic. I still get traffic from things I did years ago for free. Years ago. Even if I wanted to stop it, I don't even know how to stop it. All right, that's the plus. That's a big plus. But you got to make it through that first month or 2 months, okay? Why? Okay, whenever we talk about free traffic, there will be one word that resonates. This is the only word that matters in the world of free traffic. And it's so important, I'm going to change the color here. And that word, ladies and gentlemen, is content. Content is king when you're talking about free traffic. Whether that content be videos, whether the content be images, whether the content be written articles, I don't care. Whether it be audio, content is king. You can't get free traffic. Unless you get super lucky in life, you cannot get free traffic without content. It's impossible. The catch with content is it takes time. See, now, there was a day 10 years ago where I could write, all content was created equal. I could write crappy content and it was fine because I was only writing it for the eyes of Google. So now let's break content down even further. Who are you writing content for? There's actually 2 people that you're writing content for. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller here. First is what I call, you're writing it for Google, right? So Google, Bing, Yahoo, essentially what I meant to say search engines is what I should have written. You're writing for search engines. So search engines they don't have the artificial intelligence yet to be able to determine like, oh my God, this is amazing content. Man, this guy nailed it. This is unique. This is valuable. This hasn't been written before. This is contributing to the human society and to the world. They're getting there, by the way. Search engines are getting there, but they're not there yet. So what do? They apply a formula, an algorithm. They look at the words you've used. They look at, what frequency with the words you've used. They look at all of that stuff. But then, that was 10 years ago. 15 years ago, I could write crap content, but make sure the right words are in the right place and it looks right, it's structured right, put it up on a page, and all the search engines would say, oh, great, this place has new content, good content. So I could decrease the amount of time and energy it took me to create said content. I could hire it all out and not even pay attention, and whatever nonsense was created, I could publish it. But then, years back, the second element came out, and that made this game even trickier, more valuable for the world, but trickier. Social media. See, now there's not just the robots and the algorithms and the engines looking at your content. There's human eyes looking at your content. And guess what? Human minds can differ and can tell the difference between good and bad content, valuable and rehashed nonsense content. So now all of a sudden what the search engine started doing is started paying attention to how viral content was, how many times it was shared, how long people stayed on it. They can actually track the social engagement of content. Now this is good and this is bad. This is good for the people that are genuine. If you want to get free traffic and you want to provide value, what do I teach? Even in my book, Escape, what do I teach you? Being an entrepreneur is about creating value. So if you come at it from that place of your heart, you're going to create value, then social media and all the search engines will reward you with tons of awesome free traffic over time. But if you're coming at it to game the system and you want to just, literally spam the internet with your useless content, well, thanks to the social media engagement aspect of it, you won't get the results. All right, you'll get very tiny results, and they may not be worth the time and energy you're putting in. So remember that. So now that we understand that we're writing for 2 elements, guess what? When you write content, Are you going to be, are thousands of people instantly going to see it, especially when you're just starting, to give it the social media proof that it needs? No, right? It takes time. Even when today, I have 1 million followers on Facebook, and when I post something on Facebook, it takes time, right, for that post to be syndicated out through all the people. So social media innately takes time, even when you have huge audiences. And when you're just starting, especially then, it takes time. So you're not going to get that massive burst of credibility. And then what about Google? Hey, listen, Google is, every time you post something new, a search engine treats you as if you guys are dating. Every article you post on the internet, search engines look at it and say, I don't want to marry this article yet. I don't want to marry this content. So let's date first. All right, I'm just going to stay back. I'm going to kind of see how people react to you. What credibility do you have? How long have you been around? You know, how long have you been posting content? How have people engaged with your content in the past? What do I feel about your overall website? Guys, all of that takes time. That's why the content strategy takes time. It takes time even if you have a lot of social proof and even if you have been around for a long time. Imagine when you're just starting. It really takes time. Right? So this is why free traffic literally looks like this. If I had to draw a chart for you, and guys, before we even get into how to do free traffic, I'm trying my best to position your mindset correctly so you understand how free traffic works. Free traffic literally works like this. There's a point in time, and sometimes it's days out, rarely. Most of the time, it's weeks, if not months out. What happens here is that there's a point in time at which you hit what I call tipping point. That means you have enough of a social media following, enough credibility, enough fans of your content. That means the search engines have seen you around long enough. They now trust you. They say, okay, this person has proven to us that they're not going to try to game us. They're not going to try to cheat us. So, we'll cut their review time down by half, by 70%, by 80%. And all of a sudden you start to see the work that you put in take off, and the articles and content that you posted all the way back here, they actually benefit from this. They start to get more traffic too, but it takes time. What ends up happening is most people who try free traffic, they quit here, they quit here, they quit here. They never allow themselves to hit the sweet spot, the tipping point of their free traffic strategy. All right, so now that we have that out of mind, now you might be sitting there saying, you know what, Anik, I am not a patient human. Everything you just expressed, I don't want to do. No problem. Guess what? The next video that I'm going to release is going to be the opposite of this. Because by the way, I'm not a patient human being. I can't really do all of this. I did it when I was first starting because I had to, but I now want to. So now what I will express to you in the next video when we do that video is how you get around all of that. How can you go bam? How could you get traffic today, like tons of it? How can you have full control over it? How can you not worry about what social media and what Google say about or what search engines say about your content or your website? There's a way around it, right? But then, of course, it needs some money. Well, we'll talk about that in video 2. So let's keep pushing forward here. What I'm going to do real quick, and so we'll pause the video, is I'm going to erase the screen, and we're going to come talk about, we're going to get right into how do you get free traffic. That's coming up right now in a second. All right, and we're back. So let's talk about the 2 ways of getting free traffic. Now, listen, there's so many websites you can go to get free traffic, but we're going to group them down. I want to simplify. So essentially, when it comes to getting free traffic, there is what we call the outbound strategy, and then there's what we call the inbound strategy. Okay? So it breaks down into these 2 columns. Everything you do with free traffic, with content, comes into one of these 2 columns. Now, outbound essentially means you go out. You go out to places where people are and you bring them to you. So you go reach for them. Inbound means you stay right where you are and people come to you on their own, okay? Now you're probably sitting there thinking, man, inbound sounds a little bit easier. There is no right thing. There's no right answer here. Actually, to really be a master of free traffic, you need to do both, especially early on when you're first starting your business, your first website. You gotta do outbound. You have to. If you don't, it'll take 10 times longer for you to get any results. But if you can be aggressive and spend an hour, 2, 3 a day going outbound, you'll get a lot of results. So outbound's going out. Inbound is people coming to you. Over time, if you publish content, like weeks, months, years, there is a point in time with the inbound becomes amazing. It's just like bam, 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 people come to you. And there is a point in time in which you can kind of go away from outbound and you don't have to focus on it. But when you're first starting, you do need to, all right? So what are some examples of outbound? All right, I talk about this a lot. So you guys have probably heard me talk about forum marketing or what I call discussion boards. So what's a discussion board? Let's say I'm a dog owner, right? Do you know, you can go to Google right now and type in dogs plus forum, the plus symbol, dogs plus forum. Do you know how many discussion forums and boards there are, communities there are around dog owners? A lot of them are free. People just post things and say, my dog's doing this, my dog's doing that, anyone help me? And people come in and give advice. A community. It's a community, so that's what matters at the end. Now, there's all kinds of communities. They don't have to be just through forums. We'll share tons of other ways communities end up being formed. So in a community, if you were to go in, so let's say someone posted a question about dogs and you're a dog expert and your whole business is about dogs and dog training. So you could go in and literally answer their question, but in your signature file, okay? Every forum allows you to basically have a signature file. It's like Anik Singal, blah, blah, blah. You can usually have a link in it. So in that, you'd say 7 top training tricks or 7 top tricks to teach your dog. Link, right? Free PDF. So now every time I'm out there answering questions for people, my link is going with the answer, and I'm pulling people in. I went out, I grabbed them, and I brought them in to my website. So you find forums or discussion boards. Use Google for that. Go to Google, type in your niche topic, the plus symbol, and then the word forum or discussion boards, and you'll find tons of them. All right, moving on, let's look at places like Quora. You know, not enough people are talking about Quora. Quora.com, if you've not been there yet, it's actually a really fun site. It's all questions. It's literally built around ask questions. It gets ridiculous Google SEO. You know why? So this is like me being, if I have a brand new website, Google and Yahoo and all of them say, whoop, we don't trust you, you're brand new, we don't know what you're gonna do. But they do trust Quora. They trust Quora a lot. So when you post a question, you'll actually see, if you start asking questions on Google, like for whatever you're doing in your daily life, Quora comes up pretty high all the time because that question's been asked before and people have answered it. Become one of the people that answers questions. Heck, go in and ask questions, position yourself in such a way that you could come in and answer the question also. And that allows you, again, just like you would with forums, you were doing signature files, you can get your link out there. This is, again, you finding a community, finding a place where people are talking about your topic, your niche, your point, and then just answering, providing value. You got to provide value. Don't spam these places, okay, guys? You have to provide value. It's a core fundamental rule of being an entrepreneur or an intrapreneur. You got to create value. Go in there, be good, create value. But then it's every now and then, it's just like dropping. It's like leaving a brochure or like a flyer. Every time you go somewhere to help someone out, you just kind of leave your business card there. You leave your flyer there. That's exactly what this is. You're bringing them in. It's outbound. So Quora is another place. And then we've got a great one here that, again, a lot of people are not talking about, but it's getting so big, it's actually huge now, is Reddit. Again, a place where people are posting, creating community around topics and niches and subjects where you can plug right into it. You can leave your 2 cents. And then, of course, leave your flyer before you go. There's always a way to leave that signature file and say, hey, if you want more, come here. Provide value first. But this is a place where you can go out, okay? You can go out and meet people and bring them back in. This is like, for me, I always think of it as if I go to a networking event in the local area, I go out to the event, I meet people to bring them back. So this is you going out and bringing them back. All right, let's talk about social media, because this will come up a lot as well. Now, social media is an interesting beast because it could be here too very easily. Depends on how you use social media. So if I were to go to somebody else's Facebook page, somebody else's YouTube channel, somebody else's, I don't know, Instagram or whatever, and they are an expert or a topical expert on the niche that I'm going after, I could go to that page and I could create value for them and on their behalf. Maybe they made a post and I can be the first person to comment under it, where I provide value, I give my insight, my feedback to their topic in their community, but then I drop my flyer. I leave my link right at the bottom of that, right? Again, don't spam, create value. Do this in a legitimate, good fashion. What you're gonna find is that you can find targeted people that are reading that post, reading that, and bring them to you. So the way to use social media as outbound is to go to other people's social media profiles, become involved and active, and then bring them back. Do you see why now I say it takes time? Listen, to be valuable and to post on a forum or to answer people's questions on a discussion board or to find Quora and Reddit channels and questions that you can answer and then link back to look and scavenger the internet to find other strong social media presence that you can contribute to then bring those people back to you. It takes time, right? And it's not going to happen overnight. You got to do this again and again and again and again. You know, if you comment enough and you provide enough value to a YouTuber out there that YouTuber keeps seeing that you're always active on their channel, commenting, who knows, maybe one day they'll message you. Maybe one day they'll ask you a question. Maybe one day they'll interview you. And all of a sudden, you could hit tipping point, right? Remember that graph we drew? All of a sudden, you hit that sweet spot. And whew, things take off. But it's not luck. It's by design. It's because you're regular. You're faithful. Bam, bam, bam. You're showing up constantly. All right, so that's the social media side. So the core here, the core thing to remember is you want to find a community and go to it. Find a group of people that are gathered and go out and give value, drop your flyers, and they'll come back. Very, 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 very tiny percentage of them come back. It's just part of the game. But every day you are religious about it and you keep doing it. You keep doing it. Every day you get a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. Guys, it adds up. And then what happens is a portion of the little bit become fans. They begin liking you. They join your email list. They follow your Facebook page. They watch you on YouTube. And now they convert from outbound to inbound. So that means every time you post new content, they find you themselves. But little by little by little by little by little, right? All right. So that's outbound. I love outbound. I think it's very powerful when you're first starting. But yes, there is a day and time in your life where you want to move towards inbound. Now, if everything I'm talking about, we'll take a little commercial break here. If everything I'm talking about sounds like it's not something you want to do, don't worry. Guys, I'm giving you the full spectrum of traffic generation, okay? In video 2, we are going to go over where you don't have to do any of this, okay? You don't have to do any of this. You can do it much easier, but obviously that requires different assets and different things. And of course, if you're sitting here thinking, Anik, I don't know how to find these forums, I don't know how to do Reddit, I don't know how to do Quora, well, you're in luck because I'm going to invite you into a really awesome mastermind that we're going to be doing. I'm going to invite, for a limited number of people, but that's not coming up for another few days, okay? For now, I want you, if you're finding value in this content so far, please do me a favor. Go below, even if you already did, go below again, leave another comment. Okay, click share, click like. Let's get this message out to people. Let's let more and more people get this because so many people are missing the basics. They're struggling online, guys. Learn Nation is a community. We're all about helping entrepreneurs all over the world, not just ourselves, right? We want to hit over 1 million entrepreneurs by the end of 2019, so help me out with that. Get the message out, share it. Take that link at the top right now and just email 10 people about it. Say, you got to watch this video. Thank you so much for that. All right, so now let's move on to inbound. So inbound, most of the time, we are talking about a concept to understand inbound well is SEO. All right, so, inbound means here I am, whoever has a question, come forth, come to me, right? So the visual of that, again, is if you want to work with me, you come to me. If you want to find me, you come to me. Now, that's awesome for someone that has a big brand. Someone like myself, someone like Learn, we can sit back and people find us. But we did enough outbound already in our life to be able to say that we can do inbound now. So also, we've been around for years, so all the search engines, they trust us. When we post content, when I go to Facebook, when I go to YouTube, when I go to Twitter, when I go to Instagram, when I go to my blog, they innately trust us. So we get that inbound traffic coming in. But with inbound, you have a lot to learn. You have to understand to think like search engines so that when you post content and you post things to your social media or to your own blog that they will find you. So I've used that word many times already. One of the key focus points is blog, all right? Or articles and content, however you want to do it. Articles and content on your website will become pages that get indexed by Google. Google will then determine if someone searches the following types of terms or phrases or keywords, we're going to show this page at the top. But guys, if you're going to go after this strategy, be devoted and be ready for weeks, if not months of arduous, hard effort on your part before you gain that trust. It's just part of the game. There's no way around it. Anyone that tells you otherwise is going to give you a black hat technique that will fail and might even get you blacklisted. Don't do it. Stick to the simple. It's long term, but man, it works like a charm. All right, so we talked about blogs right there. You write content, you write posts. Again, what we're going to do if you decide to join our Mastery Mastermind or Traffic Mastery Mastermind, we'll do this with you. We'll literally tell you, like, let's go find keywords. Let's go find things. Let's learn what it is that search engines, especially Google, want. And we'll literally tell you here, you can write about these topics, and these will help you get traffic the quickest on inbound. Quickest meaning, obviously there's still some time that has to go there. So just looking at my notes here, I love YouTube. Right now, I got to tell you, you're going to see a huge push, even by me, and learn starting in the next month or two. You're going to start seeing me really build my YouTube community up, because I'm watching people around me. I'm watching some of my smartest friends and marketers just crush it with YouTube. So you build your own community. If you're a dog trainer, you build your own community of amazing tricks and amazing videos of showing you working with your dog and with other people's dogs and training them, teaching them how to do it. You're in front of a camera. Now, you might say, Anik, I don't want to be in front of a camera. I'm not comfortable. No problem. You don't have to be. You know what? You can record your screen just like this right now. There's a recording program running that just records everything I'm putting on my screen, a PowerPoint or writing on like this. Or you know what? Don't do YouTube. All right. Now, we're going to teach a lot more about this inside Learn Nation soon, too, and, of course, inside of our mastermind. Facebook. If you have your own Facebook page, a great – I mean, I have over 1 million followers on Facebook, so when I post things, thousands of people see it right away. And so that's inbound. I don't have to go chase them down. I just post something, put a URL, put a link. People find me. People see the content, like it, and come running and find me. Right now, how did you find me? You found me because, I'll tell you, you found me because you probably got an email from me. That's inbound, right? You came looking for me because of an email, but how did you get on my email list? Probably because of inbound efforts. Maybe I was blogging, maybe I was making Facebook posts, maybe someone mailed you about me. But bottom line is now, I may have gone out to find you initially. So you were outbound, I was outbound with you before, but now you're inbound. Now you're on the list, or maybe a friend recommended you to this page. Guys, I mean, let's just say social media in general, right? So you can create a social media, you can create a community on Pinterest, on Twitter, you can create a community on Quora even. You can create a community on Instagram. Depending on what you're looking for, depending on what you feel comfortable providing as content, you can build a community. The reason social media shows up in both is in one of them, in outbound, you go to other people's social media communities and bring them in. In inbound, you build your own social media community, keep providing it with tons of values. Like, for example, with Facebook, how did I forget? Man, one of the most amazing things you can do is start a group. Have a Facebook group. Man, these really work. I think that groups work better than pages lately. We're about to start our own group because people really engage, they connect, they talk, they get to know you, but you got to provide value. You have to put content, you have to do lives, you have to nurture that community, and then you can pull profits from it for forever. It's pretty amazing stuff, guys. And then last but not least here really this is a combination also, okay? Article syndication, we literally had an argument in the team about whether that was outbound or inbound. So there are ways for you that we talk about and we teach, and there are ways for you to literally write articles, content, and then go post it in directories, article directories. 15 years ago, this was an amazing strategy. It was probably the first strategy I would have even taught when it comes to free traffic. It's not as great of a strategy now, all right? It got overdone, I guess, but it still works. So half of my team said it's outbound because, well, you're going out to directories and you're posting articles, right? And the other half of my team said, no, it's inbound because you're developing content and that content's bringing people in. So I guess it doesn't really matter. The point here is it takes a lot of time, but I posted articles 12 years ago. I've literally seen this. I've watched my Google Analytics on my website. I posted articles 12 years ago that still bring me traffic to AnikSingal.com. Isn't that crazy? Like, I can't turn it. It's not a lot. Maybe it's just like 10, 15 visitors a day, but man, it's been going on for 10 plus years. So it's pretty cool stuff, but I have a feeling article syndication is kind of dying out. That's why we focus a lot more on communities, finding communities, tapping communities, building communities, using social media platforms, because that is the future. That's continuing to evolve and develop. All right, so listen, what do I want you to do with this information? Right now, I want you to figure out which of these one, not all of them, one is right for you. Which one do you want to kind of go out and research and study more and then really get involved with, okay? That's one. I want you to click like, I want you to click share, I want you to get this video out to as many people as you can. I want you to leave a comment below. Why don't you answer the question in the comment below? Tell me, which of these are you committing right now to me, to the Learn Nation community, okay? You're committing to all of Learn Nation that you're gonna commit to this one thing. You're gonna go and you're gonna dive in and you're gonna do it, right? Let's get that public declaration going, open declaration. I talk about it in the Escape book, how important it is for entrepreneurs. And last but not least, I want you to get excited. I want you to get excited about video 2, which is coming out, where we're gonna talk about pretty much the opposite of this. We're gonna talk about investment traffic, which is fully in your control, fast, powerful. It's the biggest reason I got 2.7 million visitors to my website in less than a year. I'll share all of the great details with you. And then, of course, I want you to start thinking right now, I just want you to start thinking, hey, do I wanna be part of an awesome, privately coached mastermind? Okay, where I'm literally going to be working with people, with one person, they will walk me through all of this and what I teach in video 2. Because we're going to open it up and it's going to be very limited, very limited. Just kind of want you thinking about it. Would that make a difference in your life? All right, this is Anik Singal reminding you, when life pushes you, stand straight, smile, and push it the heck back. Thank you very much. I'll see you in video number 2. Please make sure to leave a comment below. Can't wait to work more with you. Can't wait to get you as much traffic as you want in your life. Talk to you soon.